Here is a little tutorial for our folded German Froebel Stars. There are instructions in the kit, but for those of you that like to actually see what I'm doing rather than just an illustration, here we go. So you're going to take 4 strips and we're going to fold them in half, just a nice tight crease along the edge there, and then we're going to trim the ends to a 45-degree angle because that is going to make it easier to push the end through the paper folds. So the first step is to wrap your paper folds around each other. You want to wrap a folded end around a pointed end in this square pattern, and then once you've done that, you pull them tight and you can see they're starting to look like they're joined together in a little grid. I definitely think the picture in the instructions is helpful for this stage, but when you've got them in the right formation, pull them tight and you'll see what I mean. They make this little grid. And once we've got that little grid, we need to just secure it even further by folding down bits of the paper. And so we're going to start with the top right front bit of paper, and we're going to fold that down to the bottom. It doesn't need to go through anything, it just gets folded down. Then we turn anti-clockwise and we pull the next front bit of paper down. Turn anti-clockwise again and bring the third bit of paper down, turn anti-clockwise, and then on this one we are going to feed the paper through the bottom loop just to secure it. So we now have a lovely secure grid to start doing our folding from. Now we're going to start with the top left, and you fold it back on itself to form a little triangle, then you fold it back in to form another little triangle, and you fold that over to halve that triangle, and then push it back with one hand and then thread the tail through the top loop. So that's our first movement. We're going to do that on all 4 sides. So again, turn anti-clockwise, fold that top left bit of paper to form a little triangle, fold again to form another triangle, and then halve that triangle by folding it over. Pull the little triangle back with your finger so that you can get the remaining tail through that loop, and then we're going to do that again. So that happens on all 4 sides, exactly the same. The only thing to remember is when you get to this 4th one, you're going to need to just push that right hand bit of paper out of the way so that you can do your second fold, then your third fold, then loop your tail through. So just on that last fold, there's just a little bit of paper that you need to move out of the way. You can then put that back, and now we're ready to do it on the other side. You do exactly the same thing on the other side. So turn it over and repeat that process. Remembering to pull back the right hand strip when you get to your 4th fold, just to get that out of the way while you do your fold. So now we're ready to do the 3D element. So take the top vertical strip down so that we can play with the left hand horizontal strip. We're going to curl it back on itself and then push it through the bottom loop. And that will come through really easy, as you can see here. Then we're going to turn it anti-clockwise again. We're going to move the left hand strip that we want to play with, take that vertical strip down, and then fold the left hand strip back on itself and then just through the loop at the bottom. Pull it through, the pointy end will show through so you'll be able to grab it and pull it through. Again, turn anti-clockwise to get the left hand strip that we're playing with out of the way, fold the right hand vertical strip down and loop your strip back on itself and through the loop. For the last one, you won't have a vertical strip to get out of the way because we are using the remaining left hand strip. There is no vertical strip, and that one exactly the same. Fold it back on itself, push it down through that top loop to secure it, and you'll see it peeping down, and then just pull it down. And so if you wanted to display your star flat, you could just stop there and you could trim off the ends, and that would look really nice set on a table, or even if you're using it as a garland, it would sit kind of flush against the wall. But I've done exactly the same process on the other side as we just did, and so this one is a 3D star. So that is my final 3D point, and now I'm going to trim the edges off just to make it a finished star. And that is how easy it is, and once you have done a few, you will just get that muscle memory and you won't even need to look at the instructions. So you can thread a bit of cotton with a needle through one of the points and hang them on the tree. They look amazing on the tree. They look amazing just scattered around a table or a fireplace, or made into a garland. Again, just get thread a bit of cotton through a needle and just punch it through one of the points of the stars and create a little hanging garland or hanging decoration. And that is our German Froebel Stars tutorial. Aren't they gorgeous?